After an emotional departure from her home, Octavia faces a monstrous blockade between her and her destiny. Will her celestial wings carry her and Karhun to freedom? Or will the plan crash and burn? And how weirded out must Karhun be right now? Welcome to Me, My Spouse, and a Die.
Welcome to Me, My Spouse, and a Die. I am Gwyneth, your resident ASMR, Octavia Marguerite Sinclair.
And I'm Austin, your resident Dungeon Master.
As this is our third week releasing episodes, we wanted to thank you all so much for the support and encouragement we've received over the course of our launch. We could really never have done something like this without all of you listeners, and so thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. We also wanted to let y'all know that in honor of our launch, we have partnered with Norse Foundry, the amazing dice company that specializes in making metal and gemstone dice, for a giveaway.
Yeah, so this was a huge get for us because we have both been using Norse Foundry dice for at least a year or two or more.
I think I got you your set of dice in 2015, I think.
Yeah. So I've been using Norse Foundry dice for a long time, Gwyneth got me a set of the Gnomish Copper a couple years back, and they have been great. They've been my primary dice set ever since. I love them. They just, they feel... Plastic dice are great, but there's something about the tactile feel of the metal guys that you just can't get anywhere else. Yeah, so I love mine so much. I got Gwyneth's set, a nice, pretty gold set that you may have seen pictures of on Instagram if you follow us there. So we both love this company. We were so super happy when they got in touch with us, and we're really happy that we can share the love with you guys. So what we are specifically giving away is a full 7-piece RPG dice set of their Poisoned Daggers dice, and you can see pictures of these on our Twitter. They're nice. They're sort of a glossy black metal with green numbers. They look super dope. And if we weren't giving them away, I would be happy to use them myself.
I know. When we got them, I was a little bit like, man, do we really have to give these away? Head on over to our Twitter. Our handle is @AndADiePodcast for more information on how to enter and win these amazing dice. And finally, if you like what you hear in the next hour or so, please rate and review us on iTunes and share us with your friends so that we can reach more listeners with our story.
So one of the podcasts who reached out to us early on and gave us some words of encouragement was a podcast called Weal or Woe. They are a Pathfinder 2nd edition playtest podcast, and so we thought it would be, since they were so kind to us during our early days before we had any content released, we wanted to let you guys all know that these are cool people with a cool show, so we're gonna air a promo for them real quick. So yeah, enjoy the promo to Weal or Woe.
Come on down to the Nine Hells, ran by your favorite blood-boiling demon sorcerer, Sabuk Shimuko, where we've got deals on your favorite cocktails, the Sabuk Sangre, Eshes Ashes, and everybody's one and only favorite, the Anasedative.
So it's a rash that won't go away? Yeah, no, I think I have something for that. 1 second here. Hey, I'm Anisette, and welcome to From Ash to Cash, where we carry elixirs, potions, and all your alchemical needs. What are you looking for today?
Hey, I'm Mona. Thanks for stopping by. I gotta get back to training the girls. We're working on unarmed strikes today. But come back later this week for the grand opening of the Nine Bells Brothel Dojo. May Lister bless your seed.
Follow their adventures through Malak, the city of sales, on this Pathfinder playtest podcast that we call Weal or Woe. 2 fresh new verses dropping every Thursday afternoon.
And before we get into the adventure, our sounds and music are provided by Syrinscape, so if you want to add that extra dimension to your gaming table, check out Syrinscape, Syrinscape.com. Thanks, guys.
We also have a special co-host today. His name is Frying Pan, and he has taken up residence on my notes. So I hope it's okay that all of my spell notes...
Well, guys, the episode is canceled.
Yep.
The episode is canceled.
Frying Pan has declared it so, and thus it shall be.
We cannot disturb the cats. They reign supreme.
Oh my gosh, seriously though.
So tune in next week for us to actually do something.
Bye! Thanks for listening!
Bye, thanks, yeah.
Oh, he left. Okay, we're good. I think my laughing disturbed him enough that he was like, oh, this is not a good napping spot. She's gonna be loud. Oh, he's coming towards you. Oh. He's loafing. He's loafing by your door, BT Dubs.
I already have one cat in this room.
We are all cat rich.
She's not on my lap, but she's on the bed.
Oh.
Which is good enough.
Oh, she is a good one.
Sleeping.
Oh. We love our cats if you guys haven't caught that yet.
Love our cats. So, are you ready to get back to it?
I am ready to get back to it, my love.
All right, where we last left off, you had been introduced to Karhun Usirius, who told you that he was to find you and escort you to the Chapel of Scales in Montignon, and you had said a series of goodbyes to your family and begun to depart with him from the city. So you are heading south, skirting along the Lake Ansel, toward a blockade of monsters, a monstrous encampment that surrounds your entire city, preventing or trying to prevent anyone from coming and or going. You, a druid, wild-shaped into a horse, and Karhun hopped on your back, and you guys trotted out to the camp, and then you broke into a full-on run and attempted to jump over the encampment, sprouting celestial wings from your back, basically becoming a pseudo-Pegasus.
Oh, yeah!
Karhun. Yeah, basically. Pseudo-Pegasus with Karhun on your back. Now, the encampment is acutely aware of you. You are not making any attempt to hide yourself, and even in the dark, these monsters manage to see you, and, well, I mean, it's hard to miss a giant elf on top of a giant horse.
That's true. I'm not a giant horse,
them.
I'm just a riding horse.
Well, you're just a regular horse, but still, horses are pretty big.
Horses are very big.
So yeah, you have leapt into the air, sprouted wings from your back, and you are beginning to ascend upward.
Yes.
Now, I guess I will rule for the sake of it that, yeah, I mean, I don't think it will make much of a balance difference if Karhun can ride you and your wings are strong enough to carry him.
Yeah, that's
right.
True. I mean, we haven't...
I'm gonna say that'll only, work proportionally with maybe the form that you were in. Like a horse, if he can ride a horse, then horse wings will work. But if you were just a person and you sprouted wings, I don't think you'd be able to carry him. I feel like that's fair.
That makes sense. Yeah. Because if the wings can carry... Yeah. If the wings are proportionate to the form in which I am, then being a horse can carry a person.
Yeah, that
does make sense.
That seems logical to me.
Let's go with it. Rule of fun!
All right. So you have launched yourself into the air at this barricade, these camps of monsters spread out in an arc around your city. You hear the gruff shouts in Orcish and Goblin and Draconic from below you as the alarm is raised, and you can see figures mobilizing to try to take you down. So I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna roll initiative and see how things play out.
Ooh, hot dang.
Right?
Okay.
That seems fair to me.
Seems fair to me as well. It's exciting and scary.
I think I'm just gonna roll one initiative for the camp because it's comprised of so many things.
Okay.
So you roll initiative for yourself and for Karhun Usirius.
I am looking at Karhun's sheet, and I'm not seeing an initiative.
It's dexterity.
Okay.
Just add his dexterity.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm dumb.
No, you're good.
I've never played this game before. Apparently, I know nothing. All right. My Octavia's initiative is 12.
12.
And Karhun's initiative is 17.
All right. The camp's initiative. Oh, pretty bad.
Yay!
They're gonna go last.
Oh, good.
This will be round 1. You've just sprung your wings, and yeah, what do you do? We're gonna say the camp is about 300 feet en toto.
Right. Octavia really can't do a whole lot as a horse. So she is going to dash.
Mm-hmm.
With my flight speed being 30 feet, she's going to... Can you dash with a fly speed?
Yes.
Okay, so she's going to dash 60 feet as
Okay.
Oh, actually, you know what she's gonna do? She has her Okay, we already ruled that she's kind of launched herself into the air, right?
Why? What? Tell me what you want to do.
Well, a riding horse can go really fast. So a riding horse's base speed is 60, whereas Octavia's base flight speed is 30.
Yes.
And Octavia would be able to take her she would be able to take her walking speed as well as her flight speed.
Mm-hmm.
In one round.
Okay.
So...
What does it cost to pull your wings? Is that an action?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? Let's just say that she's about 100 feet away from the barricade, having run up until that point, and so as an action, she had already unleashed her wings, so she's going to just dash 60 feet, past the barricade. Or she's gonna
Past
go...
the barricade.
I mean, she's not actually gonna even have hit the barricade before, but she would have sprouted her wings before we rolled initiative, so she's going to, dash 60 feet.
So you're just running on the ground right now?
No, I am in the air, because it seemed as though, we rolled initiative right after she sprouted her wings, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I'm acting...
So you're going at about a 45-degree angle upward 60 feet.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm operating under the assumption that she's already had summoned her wings, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then
Yes.
as her full round action, she's dashing, going 60 feet in the air over the encampment.
All right. Technically, Karhun would have gone first, but that is fine because he doesn't really have anything he would have done.
Yeah.
So
He doesn't have a move action because he is...
he is holding on, and he says, "I hope you know what you're doing," as you launch into the air, and I'm going to go... It will be the camp's turn first. So, I would like you to roll...
Can't he use his bow?
Sure.
Well, I'm sorry, but, what? Is that an action to draw something, or is it a free action?
No.
It's part of your move action, right? To draw a bow.
We'll call it a free action to draw stuff.
So he's going to draw his long bow and knock an arrow, but he's not going to shoot really at anything quite yet.
Okay. So he is ready to roll.
Correct.
Alright, you have
Can I-
dashed into the air.
Can I ready an action if drawing is just a free action?
What action would you like to ready?
That if someone, hurls something or shoots something at us, he will fire back?
Sure.
Okay.
Alright, so he's ready in action. You have moved, and so I want you to roll a d20 for me.
Okay. Do I add anything to this, or just...
Nope, just roll a straight up d20 and let me know what it is.
A 13! Auspicious!
13. Alright, now roll a 1d4 for me.
Uh-oh. 1.
1. Okay, that's actually good for you. So,
Whew.
as you launch into the air, you see 4 goblins have been the quickest on the uptake,
Okay.
and they are the ones who are ready, and they rush out with their little bows, and they are the ones who are going to be attacking you first.
Okay. Do they have long bows or short bows?
They have short bows because they're little guys.
What's the range on short bows?
The range on a short bow is 80 feet.
I don't think
And 320 feet is where they will have
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Okay, so they would have disadvantage.
No, you've only moved 60 feet. And you're like right over them.
I started flying 150 feet away from the encampment. And then I moved 50 feet. So, or sorry, then I moved 60 feet. So I am currently 90 feet away flat-wise, but I'm also 45 degrees up in the air.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
So
I'm
they
not
would
gonna
have
do
disadvantage.
Pythagorean theorem,
Yeah,
so-
I can't do that in my
Alright.
hand, but...
Well, 2 shots are gonna come at you, and 2 shots are gonna come at Karhun. So
Okay.
I'll do the 2 for you first. I'll give them disadvantage with their short bows. So the first one against you is natty 1.
Yes!
Natural 1. The
Yes!
second one against you is a 10 to hit.
Oh, that just hits my stupid horse.
Alright, because you're a horse.
I'm a
Haha!
horse! Oh, I was so dumb not to cast Bark Skin on myself. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh dear.
Okay, so one of the arrows sinks into your thigh, and you take... Oh, I rolled good damage. How many hit points does a horse have?
I'm not telling you how much damage do I take.
You took 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then the attack against Karhun, one of them rolls a 14,
That does not hit.
and the other rolls a 8. So 2 misses against Karhun.
That also misses.
So Karhun, as the arrow sinks into your thigh, he dodges 2 arrows and then sort of pats you on the thigh and he says, you got this. It comes back to the top of the round.
Okay.
It is Karhun's turn.
Okay.
He readied an action though, I guess.
Yes.
So you can take that.
Yes. So, sorry. How many goblins did you say? Shot.
4 of them
4
are
of them.
mobilized currently.
Okay, so he, with his longbow is going to... He has a range of 150 feet with his longbow, so he is not going to roll with disadvantage. And he is just going to aim at one of those 4. Let's say...
Okay.
Let's say goblin number 1 for ease of record keeping.
Okay.
Oh, he rolled a crit fail. He rolled a crit
Aw.
fail.
Well, that's no fun.
But that was just his readied action.
Yep.
So now with it actually being his full turn, he can shoot again, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So we come back to the top of the initiative order. It is Karhun's turn.
Okay.
He just let loose an arrow. What does he do now?
He's going to do the same thing. He rolled a 21 to hit this time.
That doesn't hit the goblet, actually. Just, yeah.
Okay,
Definitely hit.
I was about to be like, ah!
Nah, this goblin's wearing full plate
Okay. Oh my god.
and a shield.
And a shield, right. He's a paladin
And a
goblin.
He's a gobladin.
Oh my gosh, stop it. You're too much.
Go ahead.
So he rolls 6 piercing damage.
6 against Goblin 1. He catches him right in the chest, and that goblin looks pretty bad.
Okay.
It is your turn.
I'm
so you
just
have launched.
Yes, I am just
into the
going
air.
to dash an additional 6d feet.
6d feet. All right.
Correct.
So you are going up, up, up into the air.
Yes.
I'm assuming you're continuing to climb. So 60 feet, 40. We'll say you're about.
I mean, I'm not gonna be
Or are you
going
gonna
like
flatline?
straight up.
No, but I mean you're like 45 degrees up.
Yeah.
General. You're still climbing.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say again. I'm not gonna do the math, but maybe I should just do the freaking math.
We need to get some sort of like a program to do this for us, because I'm gonna be flying a lot.
I have a math minor. I think I can do Pythagoras' theorem.
Oh, sorry. My English minor is not going to help us in this situation. I could talk my way out of it, but that's about all I could do.
Alright, yeah, so it comes to about if you're flying 60 feet at a 45 degree angle up, you're going to move about 40 feet
Closer
both
to them?
forward and up.
Okay.
So you are about 80 feet off the ground right now, so you are just within range of short bows.
Fine.
Short bows! Huzzah!
Fine.
Alright, so you do that.
Okay.
It is Golbylin's turn, but I need you to roll another d20.
I rolled another 1!
Alright. Roll me another d4.
Oh, shoot. I rolled a 1 again!
Okay, as these goblins ready another arrow in their bow, knock it. You see from a neighboring camp, a hobgoblin runs up to join the fray.
Oh, hot dang.
Alright, so you've got four goblins. One
Hobgoblin.
Herb-Gerbler,
Okay.
Hobgoblin.
Gerblin. Don't hop with that, Gerblin.
who has a long bow.
Oh.
Alright, so we're gonna have, again, I'm gonna do 2 shots at you,
Okay.
2 shots at Karhun.
Well, shouldn't it be 5 shots total?
Well, I'm doing the goblins first.
Oh, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Goblins do 2 shots at you. One is a 12.
Oh, that hits.
Oh crap, the other's a 16.
Oh, okay. Oh, dear.
You might not be a horse for too much longer.
I don't think I'm gonna be a horse. I did not think, Octavia did not think as well as she should have prior to becoming a horse.
Well, we will see what happens.
We will work from there.
Alright, the goblins do. Between the 2 arrows, that is 12 points of piercing
Oh
damage.
my gosh, are you serious? Okay.
Yep. Are you still a horse?
No, I am not. I am not indeed a horse anymore.
Okay, this will be interesting.
Yeah, but I am still flying. I still have my wings.
Yes, okay, so we will resolve that in just a second because I need to take 2 shots at Karhun.
Okay.
So these 2 shots are a 10 and a 20 non-natural.
The 10 does not hit, but the 20 also doesn't hit because he's a paladin and his AC is 35. No, I'm just joking. Sorry, that
Ha,
hits.
ha, 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 ha. You don't have to say I'm just joking. I literally made his stats.
The listeners don't know that.
Well, anyway, he takes 5 points of piercing damage.
Oh.
And then the hobgoblin steps up. And he pulls out his longbow and he is going to take a shot at, I don't know which one. So I'm going to roll a d4. 1 to 2 is you. 3 to 4 is Karhun.
Okay.
He rolls a 3, so he's going to take a shot at Karhun.
Okay.
He rolls that's going to be a miss, a natural 6.
Yeah!
So another arrow whizzes by.
Okay.
Now, 2 arrows sink into your horse leg.
Yeah.
You feel the magic fading from your body as you transform back into an Aasimar. Wings still sprouting from your back.
Yes.
Have Karhun roll a dexterity saving throw.
He rolls a 15.
As you transform back into a humanoid, he is sort of shifted from your back and begins falling, but he manages to grasp on. He's sort of like, he manages to wrap his arms around your waist before he plummets 80 feet down, which would be not good for
at
Karhun.
all. Okay.
So he is hanging on to your waist.
Okay.
And on your turn, we will have you begin to roll strength checks to keep afloat.
Okay.
All right, it is Karhun's turn. Right now, he is holding on to you, so he can't really use his bow.
He is going to hold until after my turn.
So he moves in initiative order until after you.
Yep.
All right, your turn. What are you doing?
It is my turn. I'm going to cast Bark Skin on myself.
Okay.
Which...
Your skin becomes hard and barky.
Yep. And that means that my AC goes up, and it can no longer be lower than 16. And then as a bonus action, I am going to turn into a lion, kind of underneath Karhun.
Okay. So that's just a fun image. So this horse leaps up, sprouts wings, begins to fly. Foo, foo, foo. Suddenly, 3 arrows. Thwack, thwack, thwack. The horse disintegrates into a person. The person riding the horse grabs onto their waist, and then a few seconds later,
sorry.
The person turns back into a lion.
It's actually, I'm going to turn into a bear instead of a lion. Sorry.
Okay.
Still a cool image, though.
Still a cool image. You turn into a bear. So a bear with celestial wings, and Karhun, we'll say he's sort of lying along your back with his arms still sort of wrapped around your bear rib cage.
I would want to transform in such a way that kind of like under him so that he's at least, brown bears are really big.
He's on top of you.
Okay. So he's not gonna, like, fall.
He's not in danger of falling immediately.
Okay. And then as my move action, I am going to continue flying 30 feet.
Okay, so are you continuing to trend upward?
Now that I'm going to trend 5 feet upwards, so I'm just outside the range of the Gerblin's short bows, and then I'm going to take the majority of my speed horizontally to get further away horizontally.
Okay, so you move another 5 feet up.
Yep. And then 25 feet forward.
So you're 85 feet in the air.
Yeah.
You have moved 40, 40, and 25, so you are 105 feet. So you have another about 200 feet to go before you get to the end of this barricade.
Okay.
Haha. This is fun.
It is Karhun's turn, right?
It is Karhun's turn. Yes, he is grasped onto you.
Okay. So, as a move action, can he, like,
Yeah,
sit
I'll counter
up?
does a move action to get resituated and sit on your back.
Okay. And then he is going to use his longbow to shoot at that herb gerblin.
Which one?
The hobgoblin?
Hobgoblin.
So that is a 19 to hit?
That just hits.
Oh. Wait, just hits?
Yeah.
Oh, hot. Dang. Okay.
Hobgoblins are cool.
That is 6 points of piercing damage.
Thwack, you give him a good hit. It's still standing. And it looks angry. So it comes to.
I was just going to ask you to describe this beautiful flying bear that is now in the sky.
Well, I'd say you can describe it. What do you look like?
So Octavia is the brownest of brown bears with celestial 3D wings sprouting from this brown bear's back. And they're, they are incorporeal, and so they kind of shimmer, and if you blink too carefully, you might not see them. And then there is a giant elf with a longbow on this flying bear's back over an encampment of monsters. And if anyone has, like, a hard metal band who wants to, like, use this image on one of y'all's covers for your album, just get in contact with us, and we'd probably be fine with that because it is awesome.
It is pretty cool. Alright, so you are majestically soaring into the sky.
And I'm
now
gonna
it
roar.
Is the You roar.
Yeah, like one of those terrifying bear roars. Like, bear roaring is really scary.
Bears are terrifying
Bears are
creatures.
so scary.
A roar rends the night air.
Mm-hmm.
And so the 4 goblins on the ground are all going to make... I'm going to say that you're up high enough that they only really have a shot on you, because you're basically directly above them.
Well, I am
so
also out
they're
of their first increment, so...
Yeah, so they're all going to have disadvantage, but
Yeah.
you're going to get a bunch of shots
Okay.
at you. So shot number 1. I rolled a natural 17 and a natural 18.
Are you serious?
So that's going to be 1 hit.
That does hit.
You only take 4 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Goblin number 2. I rolled a natural 3 and a natural 1.
Yay!
So they fail. Goblin number 3 rolls a natural 6 and a natural 1.
Yes!
Goodness. And then goblin number 4 rolls a... that is going to be a 9 to hit, which is a miss.
Also misses.
Phew, 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 phew. And then Hobgoblin stands in the front. He moves up in front of this group of goblins who are flinging arrows aimlessly toward you. Pulls back his longbow and is going to take 1 shot against this flying bear.
Yikesy,
That
bitesy.
is a 13 to hit.
That will also miss.
An arrow launches past you into the night sky.
And becomes a star.
It becomes a star. It is your turn.
I am just going to dash as my full action and move 60 feet vertically. Or horizontally, sorry.
Horizontally.
Yeah.
All right. You are 165 feet
Okay.
out of 300.
Okay.
Karhun.
He is going to knock another arrow on his longbow and aim at that hobgoblin.
Okay,
Oh my
roll
gosh.
it.
That is a total of 8 to hit.
That is going to be a miss.
Yeah.
The arrow sinks into the ground a few feet away from the hobgoblin, who laughs
Well,
at you.
that is all that he can do from the back of this bear.
All right, it is the camp's turn, and I need you to roll another d20 for me.
Okay. That's a 10.
A 10?
Yes.
All right, roll me a 1d4.
2.
As the goblins and the hobgoblin are all taking these shots, finally someone else has sort of managed to get their act together and attack this intruder. And you see 2 lizard-like creatures join this group and enter
Now,
the fray.
do they have dark vision? Because I am 85 feet in the dark night sky.
That is an interesting question. So the goblins and the hobgoblins do. Granted, it's to 60 feet.
So probably the hobgoblin should have had disadvantage on his attack.
Wow.
Or
well,
I should have had some concealment. But he did also miss anyway, so...
He missed anyway. So yeah, these lizards actually do not. That doesn't mean they're gonna stop though.
I know, but just
So
as a consideration.
sure. So there's still 4 goblins,
Okay.
1 hobgoblin, and 2 lizard folk,
Okay.
who are all gonna take some shots at you.
So do the lizard folks see me?
Oh, they know you're there, and they can see generally a shape, because, as I mentioned, the sky is clear, and there is starlight and moonlight, but they can't get it's a bit difficult for them, so they will have, disadvantage as well.
Okay.
But first, El Goblins, so there are 4 goblins, 4 more disadvantaged shots
Okay.
in your direction. Shot 1. Natty 16 and natural 19, so that's going to be a
Oh
hit,
my
I do
gosh.
believe.
Yes.
You take another 4 points of piercing damage.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Goblin 2. That is a that's a crit fail. Again, wow, that is the 3rd natural 1 I've rolled.
Do you need some more dice, my love? I have a bunch of d20s over here.
I'm gonna choose some different dice to roll right now.
Okay. I mean, not that I want you to hit me, but it is not fun to always roll ones.
Well, Goblin number 3. Let's see if his luck improves. Oh my gosh, a natural 3 and a natural 1.
Oh, Bun, I'm so sorry.
Alright, new dice.
Oh my gosh. I mean, Octavia is not sorry, but I'm sorry.
Let's try speckly red guy.
Oh, the volcano one?
Goblin number 4. I rolled a natural 20 and a natural 5.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Which is
except
gonna
I'm
be another
not.
miss. Alright, so all the goblins miss. The hobgoblin, who does have dark vision. It is dark out. We'll give him... But they know you're there, and it is a starry
Right.
night, so they can see your silhouette, so I will give them disadvantage as well.
Or you can give me just a cover if you want, or whatever you think is fair.
Ah, well, I rolled a 14 total, so I think that's gonna miss
That
as well.
still misses.
And then the lizard folk.
And they don't even have dark vision, right?
They don't have dark vision, so...
They should almost get, like, I know triple disadvantage isn't a thing, but, like...
Triple disadvantage is not a thing, but they fling some javelins your way that just arc under you and do not come close. So we come back to the top of the round, you.
I dash an additional 60 feet horizontally.
You are 225 feet.
Yes!
One more turn and you will be just about at the edge of the camp.
Ooh, baby!
Karhun, what does Karhun do?
He is going to use his longbow again at this hobgoblin.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, he rolled a 1!
Yeah!
Ah! So he fumbles.
Sorry, that's good for me.
And just drops the arrow.
Critical fail.
Yeah, basically. He scratches himself as he's like trying.
He shoots you in the head, you die.
He cougaras me. He's pulling an arrow out of his quiver, and he's on the back of a bear that does not have a saddle on, and so he's kind of jostling around and just totally drops the arrow. Probably nicks himself.
Whips it.
Yeah, and nicks himself on the thigh or something. Doesn't catch an artery, but yeah, he probably takes 1 point of damage. Honestly. All right.
Okay, sure.
Just to be fair.
Yeah.
He's on the back of a bear. His training did not prepare him for this.
Alright. I'm gonna roll a couple shots at you.
Yay!
That are unlikely to miss. That's a miss.
I'm a bear.
I rolled 2 natty 17s on my disadvantage, so that's gonna be 1 hit, I believe.
Oh, yes. Two 17s?
Yep, 2 natural 17s.
Okay, on 2 different people?
So modded, they're gonna be about 21.
Okay, yeah.
So, you take 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
That's a miss. That's a miss. The hobgoblin. That's a miss. The lizard folk. Miss. And miss.
Sorry, bud.
Oh no, that's okay. I mean, the darkness and the range is all doing good things. So, you're flying over this camp. Mm-hmm. Arrows and javelins are just soaring into the night sky around you, but you manage to, between the darkness and your expert maneuvering, you manage to sidestep all of them, except for a few. Every now and then you get nicked just because of the sheer number of projectiles coming at you. We come back to you in the initiative order, and I think I might know what you're gonna do.
What could that be?
You wild shape back into an Aasimar and plummet towards the earth, right?
Absolutely. No.
Cannon, you do. You fall. You take 8d6 of bludgeoning damage as you fall. No.
86. Oh, I die. Good thing I had another character rolled up. No. Octavia continues in bear form and continues with her wings to dash 60 more feet.
Alright, you are 285 feet. So you are right at the other side of this camp. Mm-hmm. And I guess at this point... So I haven't really been tracking the movement of these monsters, but I guess I should have been. But none of them have really hit anyway, so I'm just going to sort of count them as the conglomerate of creatures that are aware throughout the camp that are firing things at you. So it is Karhun's turn as he's aware of things going on, and you guys are almost at the edge, and he says, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. What does he do?
So can he kind of he probably can't see that hobgoblin anymore, huh?
Does he have dark vision? I don't remember. I guess it's only 60 feet, so yeah, he's gonna have difficulty seeing anybody too.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's an elf, so I'm pretty sure he has dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's
True.
Not on the sheet, but
from
my understanding, I think he does.
Cool.
So if he can still see that herb gerblin, he is going to just knock another arrow right at it.
Okay. Well, he would have 60 feet too, so this would be a disadvantage.
Oh, if this is disadvantage, well, that's probably going to be okay, because he rolled a natural 9 and a natural 8. So I don't think any of those are going to hit.
Yeah, it's going to be a miss.
Yeah, so he just kind of continues to be useless. You know?
Okay. Well, I mean, this is a difficult thing that
yeah. And I mean, the whole point of this
right
is
now.
flight as opposed to fight. Flight, because I'm literally flying.
All right, what I need you to do is roll a d4.
Okay. Do good for me, baby. A 3.
A 3. All right. As you are flying, flap, 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 you begin to hear another flap, flap,
oh
flap in
my
the distance
gosh.
as 3 winged kobolds come soaring from the camp up at you. Little, about 4 foot tall dragon men with wings sprouting out of their
I know they're bad guys, but kobolds are so cute.
So you see them on your tail. It doesn't look like they have any ranged weapons as it stands, but they are. They launch themselves 60 feet toward you.
Okay.
So they're coming up on you. They're about 40 feet away from you.
Okay. 40 feet away.
And they have little daggers in their hands, looking like they're gonna come up and try to stab you to death. And at this point, I'm just going to say, the rest of them are trying to run along on the ground and fire arrows and javelins, but they're all sort of just scattering into the darkness as they're beginning to lose sight of you. So, your turn. 3 winged kobolds on your tail. Karhun on your back. You are just about at the edge of this camp. What do you do?
I am just going to keep flapping and dash an additional 60 feet.
Just straight forward?
Yep.
All right. You clear the edge of their campsite.
Awesome.
So you are at 345. So you get about 45 feet past sort of the back edge of this camp towards the south.
Okay.
And more bolts and projectiles and arrows fling their way past you. You can sort of see them cresting in the night sky beyond you, but they don't really come close to posing much of a threat. But you are acutely aware of these winged kobolds flying behind you.
Okay.
It is Karhun's turn. What does he do?
So
They're about 40. Well, you moved 60, so they're about 100 feet away.
Well, he still has his longbow, and so he is going to aim at the closest kobold. But with it being dark. Even though he has dark vision, do you still want disadvantage because they're outside of that 60 feet?
Yeah, I'm gonna rule it that way. If this isn't how the rules are supposed to be, don't tell me about it, because I'll find out later. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, well, neither of those were good. He rolled a natural 2 and a natural 6, so...
What's the natural 6 adjusted?
Well, the natural 6 was higher, so he would have taken the natural 2.
Right. Disadvantage. Duh.
So he would have rolled a total of 6.
Phew. All right. Goes whizzing past, doesn't meet any purchase in these kobolds as they move 60 feet toward you.
Okay.
And at this point, it's going to be a bit of a war of attrition, because you can move 60 feet and they can also move 60 feet, so they're constantly going to be at 40 feet behind you at minimum, but they don't have any ranged attacks. So instead of just running another 6 rounds of combat where nothing happens, are you going to continue flying straight? Are you going to sort of decline down to the ground? What are you going to do?
Well, I know that I have a minute to fly. And so Octavia would know kind of the length of time that she would have. And so she's going to keep on flying horizontally for as long as she can to get as far away from the encampment as possible before she starts to, get closer to the ground.
Okay, I was not counting the number of rounds, which I know I should have been.
I should have started counting the rounds, but she has 10 rounds.
You've got 10 rounds. That's probably 5
It was about
or so.
maybe 5 or 6.
You can move 60 every turn. Yeah, I'm just going to say 5. Again, if somebody wants to listen and count and email me and be like, there's actually 7. I don't care.
Well, we'd be
so we'll say
someone's listening to it and actually taking an interest to get in contact with us, so yay!
Yeah, so you... Yeah, we'll say you get about 300 feet past the barricade.
Okay.
And Toto. And you begin to decline back towards the ground. Now, these kobolds, they don't give up. They continue flying at you.
Okay.
Right? So they, as you land, boom, 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 they follow you down. Are you just going to keep running, or are you going to engage with them?
I have to say that I'm inclined to...
You are still a bear. Karhun is still on your back.
And they are just kobolds.
They are just kobolds.
Yeah, maybe let them come and I can slash a couple kobolds to death as a bear.
All right, so you're going to stand your ground and fight?
Yeah, because I don't really want them knowing exactly where I'm going.
All right.
Yeah, we stand our ground, and Karhun will probably, dismount and, gain a bit more sure footing than being on the back of a bear, potentially.
Sure, so you land as your wings blink out of existence, having served their purpose and met their time limit. Karhun dismounts and draws his battle axe. Shing! Well, I guess you can decide if he wants to keep his bow out or draw his battle axe or not. So he dismounts and stands ready next to you as you turn. 3 of these kobolds with wings from their backs rush up to you after a few seconds. And we're just going to treat this as a new round of combat. We'll say they're about we'll say they're about within movement, about 30 feet away as they are approaching. Your turn, Karhun's turn, then their turn. What to do?
All right. The bear is... This is so crazy. I'm a bear. Me, Octavia, as the bear, is going to...
Just druid things.
I know, right? Is going to run up and is going to do a multi-attack. Because I think that I still can do a multi-attack.
Okay.
And is going to bite the first kobold.
Okay.
That is a... Oh my gosh, that is only a 7 to hit.
7 to hit is going to be a miss.
Okay. And then, as a follow-up, Octavia is going to reach out with her giant bear claws and slash at this same kobold. Oh, that's a bit better. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
That is definitely a hit.
All righty. Let's do a little bit of this damage. 4, 5, 6. That is 8 slashing damage.
Your paw reaches out and just slashes across this thing, and you feel your mighty paw just crush the ribcage of this kobold, and it falls to the ground dead. So you ran up to him, right?
Or, I guess, yeah. Since they were like 30 feet behind us. Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so you rush up, you smack one kobold dead immediately. Karhun, what does he do? He's about 30 feet away still.
He is going to draw his great axe, as you had
Great
so
axe.
aptly said, and he is also
That's a battle axe.
going to... Oh, well, I mean, technically it's a great axe. He is also going to run up to the 2 remaining kobolds and swing at... We can say kobold number 2.
Okay. Take that swing.
That is a 18 to hit.
That is a hit.
Oh my gosh, alright. Let's see if this poor kobold makes it.
Yeah, probably not.
That is 11 slashing damage.
Yeah, he cleaves the kobold in twain. 2 kobolds dead in less than 1 round. Gotta love kobolds.
No, I do like kobolds.
The last one who is standing there, he just saw his 2 buddies get cut down with like no effort expended. It is going to run up to you, Octavia, and take a stab with his dagger.
Aww. He's gonna go run up to the brown bear and stab at it?
Yep, he stabs at the brown bear. He rolls a 10 to hit,
Well,
which is going to be a miss.
That's gonna be a miss, unfortunately.
And then, it's going to try its luck, and it's going to try to fly away. So you can take an attack of opportunity as it tries to run and escape.
I will definitely
its
be
friends.
doing that.
Killed, and knowing it is no match for the lot of you.
Cool, I rolled a natural 18.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
And so I'm going to have slashed out at it with my claws. So let me roll that damage real quick, like. That is 11 slashing damage.
Yeah, it launches into the air, its wings flap once, and then you just BAM! Smack it to the ground. And he dies.
I thought it was a salmon. Sushi!
Oh, man. Yeah, it plummets to the ground and just its body lies
Oh.
limp before you. So you and Karhun stand there, panting. You can hear activity coming from the camp that's really not that far away. It's only about 300 feet away. What are you doing?
I'm going to, as a bear, kind of like gesture to Karhun to like get back on my back.
Ooh. Okay.
And then I am going to dash away.
Okay, Karhun runs up to you and just like hops onto your back and grabs onto the fur around your on the back of your neck.
And my blubber.
And you begin
I always imagine bears having
And your
like
bear
lots
blubber.
of blubber that you can just kind of like sink your hands into.
As you begin rushing south, sort of along, you've got the banks of the Lake Ansel on your right, and the plains leading towards Absalon's Tail to your left as you begin to head further and further south. So we'll exit initiative order.
Okay.
As you are running in the distance behind you, you begin to hear yips and howls like that of hyenas.
Oh my gosh.
And Karhun looks back, and then he looks to you and he says, "It is as I feared. The gnolls are released.
Oh my
They
gosh.
possess a ravenous hunger. They will hunt us until they kill us or we kill them. I hope you can run quickly, Octavia. We will need all the speed we can get." And you begin to hear these, yips and, I cannot mimic a hyena laughing, but you can hear these, you can imagine how terrifying that sounds in the background, sort of echoing through these grasslands as you begin trundling as quickly as your little bear legs can take you.
I actually can go really
south.
fast as a bear.
I was going to say, you're probably pretty quick. Bears are fast.
I'm dashing, so
Yeah, bears are terrifying.
Yeah.
They're giant and they're fast.
Yeah. So, my base speed as a bear is much faster than my humanoid base speed.
How long do your wild shapes last?
An hour.
An hour. All right. So you've only been a bear for less than about a minute, maybe. So do you continue moving southwardly along the lake?
Yes. But then whenever it gets kind of like safe enough that I can begin kind of bearing, kind of curving around to be able to bear northward, that's what we do. I should have clarified, which side of the lake did we actually go down on?
I'm picturing that you went on the easterly side of the lake. So the lake is
Towards
on
the
your
mountains.
right, and then the mountains are on your left. Yeah, so you're between the lake and the mountains
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
That's how I'm picturing. If you would like it to not be that way, that's fine.
I literally pictured on the other side of the lake, but that was my own miscommunication without being like, we are on the western side of the lake.
It does not make much difference to me, so you can, if that is how you would like it, that is how you would like it.
I'd like to, if possible, I'd like to say that we went on the western side of the
Sure.
lake.
Okay,
and
so instead of the mountains being on your left, you have Lake Ansel on your left, and then sort of just the plains to your right.
Right. Yes. So as soon as we feel like we've cleared the encampment sufficiently, we're going to bear westernly and then start to bear northernly.
Okay. So yeah,
Bear northern, because I'm a bear. Send in your bear jokes to me, my spouse, and I at gmail.com.
Bear puns welcome. So how far south do you go? You only have about an hour before you are no longer a bear, and before you can no longer wild shape today.
Right. So we probably really only go south maybe another 500 feet past the encampment.
Okay.
Before we start bearing west a couple 100 feet, and then we'll go north.
Okay. So you begin to loop your way westernly in a wide arc until you think you can head north. Through the night air, you can continue to hear these yips and howls and laughs distantly behind you, as you know you are outpacing them. As a bear, you can move much faster than them, but you also know that you cannot be a bear forever. And these, as far as the monsters who surround you go, gnolls are perhaps one of the most monstrous. At least orcs and goblins and hobgoblins and kobolds, they at least have some semblance of, civilization. They have some semblance of honor. Gnolls are just composed of a ravenous hunger that knows no bounds, and they delight in, killing and mutilation and eating the flesh of their enemies, whereas, orcs and goblins and such may... At least they're motivated by, greed or honor or war or something like that. Gnolls like violence just for the sake of violence, and that's what makes them such effective hunters. And so as Karhun has warned you, it seems like there's a band of gnolls who have been dispatched to track you down, so you know they are hot on your trail. You've outpaced them for about an hour, but after this hour passes, you begin to feel the magic fading from your limbs as you transform back into your Aasimar self.
Okay.
You're probably you've made a wide loop, you're probably heading north at this point, and Karhun slips from your back as you begin to shape back into an Aasimar. What do you do?
Could we have been able to tell how many gnolls there are from the...
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Okay. 18.
18. Yeah, that's pretty good. It sounds like about a hunting party of 6 gnolls.
Oh. All right.
Are chasing you.
Does Octavia really know anything about gnolls, with having lived for 15 years kind of with this monstrous encampment?
You probably know some. Roll me a... Let's see. Would it be a nature or a, history? I'll say roll a nature.
I'm equally bad at both of them.
Okay. Well, then roll me either. And
okay.
Let's say roll a history check.
History, okay. That is all of a 4.
4, yeah, you don't know much. At base, what sort of everyone would know is gnolls are sort of born from a demonic lineage.
Ooh.
So they have, again, where the other monstrous races at least have societies that have, tenets of some semblance of civilization. Gnolls are just nomadic, roving monsters who want nothing more than to kill basically anything they come in contact with and devour them.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically all they want. They're evil incarnate.
Okay.
And they're also very animalistic, so they are excellent trackers, and that is why they have been sent to hunt you, because they will hunt you with a persistence, an inhuman persistence.
Okay. Well...
Mm-hmm. Gnolls ain't nothing to mess with.
No.
Gnolls are some of my favorite low level mob mooks.
Yeah.
You know how every level 1 D&D adventure is goblins.
Mm-hmm.
I like gnolls. I love gnolls. I used gnolls in our previous campaign. I love gnolls.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, oh, how was it that Zarasa handled those gnolls back then? Because I was just thinking about that.
Yep, I love gnolls.
It takes me back. All right, well, I mean, if they're going to be... Now, I mean, we are ahead of them, right? So we could continue running.
Yes, you are ahead of them. But, at this point, you can keep about the same pace. But whereas you have to rest, it's sort of like when, Aragorn and Gimli and Legolas are hunting the Uruk-hai, and they're just, ceaselessly marching.
Yeah.
It's sort of that thing, but reverse. Instead of them chasing the Uruk-hai are chasing you.
Oh, that's terrifying. Okay. Well,
Man, I love gnolls. Karhun is with you. You've just wild shaped back into an Aasimar. He says, "We should continue pressing forward. These monsters will not cease in their pursuit. and I fear their numbers may overwhelm us.
Do you think that it would be wise to stand our ground and simply eliminate the threat prior to them being able to overwhelm us?
If we could eliminate them, that would probably be the best, as they will continue pursuing us until one of us is dead. But I fear they have the advantage of numbers, and unless we can come up with some sort of advantage to level the playing field, I think our best bet is to run.
I mean, I don't know what idea we would have to level the playing field. I can't wild shape again.
This is true. I don't know what spells you have prepared. I think it's fun that way.
I know.
But I mean, you're sort of in a hilly region. Maybe you can set some sort of an ambush. Maybe you can lay in wait. Maybe you can try to throw them off your trail or set a trap. The world is your oyster. The great thing about Dungeons and Dragons is you can do whatever you want. Well, you can attempt whatever you want to. So you can keep running. You can stand your ground here. You can try to think of something outside the box. It's up to you.
Okay. So you said the terrain right now is hilly?
Yeah. So Lake Ansel is sort of in that hilly, sort of lowland region after the mountains of Absalon's Tail. And since you're on the other side of the lake, maybe it's a bit more plain-like.
Okay.
And a bit less hilly.
Not very treed, to say the least.
There aren't too many trees, although I would, if you would like to look for some trees, you may.
Yeah, let's look for some trees.
All right. Roll me a survival check.
Alrighty. 14.
14. Hold on just one hot second.
Hold my horses?
Hold your bears.
I'm not a horse anymore.
Yeah, so,
Sorry, I think I'm hilarious sometimes.
No, you're very funny. You know that if you were to keep going west, it would begin to give way to the swamps and the bogs of Bone Splinter Bog. But between the mountains and that, it's generally pretty plain-like. With a roll of 14, you see there is a small copse of trees, not so much a forest as just, maybe a few lone pine trees, enough that would make for a good campsite or something such ahead in the distance that you and Karhun can get to.
I tell Karhun now seems as any good time to hold our ground because if they will continue pursuing us, they will continue pursuing us regardless of whether we rest or whether we continue running. And I don't know about you, but the exiting from the city took a toll on me, and I don't know if I would be able to continue this pace for too much longer.
If we must make our stand, again I say, I am happy to fight alongside you, you touched by the gods, but I feel like we should have some sort of plan in place. Any advantage we can have.
I think that we should make our way to that copse of trees up yonder, and she, gestures towards it. And at least there we should be able to hide ourselves away and potentially take them by surprise.
That is as good a place as any. All right. We do it there. And he nods his head, and the two of you head towards the small grove of trees. They're sort of, we'll say they're generally coniferous trees. There's maybe a dozen of them in a small group. There's enough room for you to walk underneath them, and it would be a good site for a camp under normal circumstances. But these knolls are maybe an hour or so behind you.
Okay.
And will be approaching soon. Do you make any preparations for their inevitable arrival?
Do I know how to set any kind of rope traps or anything along those lines?
Yeah, I mean, you're a druid. You're connected with nature. I'm sure in the past 15 years or so, you guys have needed to provide for yourselves. So You may know how to set snares or such to catch some local wildlife. What do you have in mind?
I have some hempen rope, and I would like to, kind of use it as a traditional sort of, someone steps in the rope and then it tightens and hoists them up into the air.
Oh, okay.
Or
no, that sounds good.
Kind of like that, or just something that would tighten around their legs and constrict them. That maybe is a bit more practical than the whole hoisted up into the air thing, since I only have 50 feet.
I mean, you could definitely do the sort of hoisty thing. Okay. So let's, if you would like to construct that.
Yes.
I think this will be a survival check as well.
Okay. I rolled a...
I'll say, before you tell me what that roll is...
Okay.
Since Karhun was insistent on, we need whatever advantage we can get, he will help you.
Okay.
So he will grant you aid, so you can roll this with advantage.
Okay, that is not terrible. Oh, that is much better. That is 18.
Okay, you feel like you have a pretty solid trap in store. So you feel like it's very functional. Now roll me if you would like to conceal it, so they're more likely to step in it. You can roll me, let's say, a sleight of hand.
Do I get advantage?
Yeah, we'll say
well?
Karhun is helping you with all of this in the rushed hours, so.
Oh, yes, that is a 19.
Okay, yeah, you feel like you do a pretty good job of covering it with pine needles and grass and whatnot, dried grass, that it looks like, unless you were really looking for something, you wouldn't necessarily know it is a trap. So you feel like you've done a pretty good job of setting a solid trap and of concealing it.
Okay. Perfect.
So what do you do now? The gnolls are... This has taken some time, maybe about a half hour, 45 minutes. So the gnolls are not too far behind you. Are there any final preparations you'd like to make before making your stand?
I was looking at the exact description of speak with animals, because I was kind of curious exactly what all it would allow me to communicate to an animal. Nothing really that would be very helpful right now. It's like I'd be able to persuade a beast to perform a small task for me. I don't really think I could talk to a bear and be like, become my ally and fight with me.
Yeah, there are no bears in the copse of trees. You might be able to find a squirrel or a field mouse or maybe a bunch of rabbits, but nothing that you feel would be extremely effective in a fight.
Okay. Well, I was just wanting to double check that, and I think that's kind of all that I can do prep-wise.
Okay, so what do you, so you've set this trap, you feel like you've hidden it pretty well. You know that these gnolls are going to show up relatively quickly. What do you and Karhun do? Do you just stand out in the open? Do you try to hide? Do you climb a tree? What do you do?
We both try to hide.
Okay.
And
how so? Just behind a tree?
Basically,
do you
behind
dig
a tree.
a shallow pit and cover yourself in pine needles?
I like the shallow pit and pine needles. So we'll do kind of a combo. So we'll kind of hunker down behind a ridge, covering ourselves, with pine needles and kind of doing the predator thing with covering our faces with mud. And I'm going to ready an action.
Okay.
That as soon as I see the gnolls coming in by the trap, and the trap has been sprung, I am going to cast a spell.
Okay. Well, as you guys cover yourselves in mud and sort of hunker yourselves down and cover yourself in dried grass and pine needles and dirt, trying to disguise yourselves from these gnolls, you hear the howls and the yips and the barks and the laughs growing in intensity and volume. And as you look across the plains to your south, you see a warband of about 6 gnolls heading towards you with all haste. And we will find out what happens on the next episode.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Alrighty, friends. If you've liked what you've heard, please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. The best way for us to grow and to reach more people like you is for you to share us with your friends. So please tell your RPG group about us or any of your lady friends that you think might be interested. If you want to get in touch with us, shoot us an email at me, my spouse, and die@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from y'all, and we always try to respond to each message we get. Oh, and we want to thank Syrinscape for the amazing atmosphere and music. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com. That's SYRIN scape.com. Catch y'all next week!